on. There it is. Nope, that's story. I need to follow along. Okay. My phone is misbehaving. Yes.
I'm so bad at that.
Well, it doesn't help that I broke it, so.
Oh, okay.
There we go. I think that looks normal. No, that's still the story. Hang with me just a minute, guys. If you've jumped on, I am going to get this to work. See all videos. Maybe I can get there. Okay, here. All right, now I'm where I want to be. Do a little sound check. Yeah. Okay. Great. Well, welcome back to another WCN Live here in the Wilson County News Break Room. My name is Kristen Weaver. I am Director of Operations, and today my guests are
Denise Stone.
And Rebeca Malagamba.
Great. Oh, so happy to have you here and happy to hear your last name being pronounced for me. That is an interesting name. We are going to be talking with these ladies who are from Finders Keepers, but before we get started, let me thank our sponsor, Red Wing Shoes, located at 1413 Southwest Military Drive in San Antonio. The same family, same location since 1969. Thank you, Kenny, for the sponsorship of our WCN Live conversations. We appreciate you. You can find him every week in the Wilson County News for Red Wing Shoes. A great product, reliable, and he's there for you, so give him a visit and a shout out. They're tagged in the in our description today of the video. So thank you, Red Wing Shoes. All right, so good morning, Sharon. Thanks for joining us. We are going to be talking about Finders Keepers, but before we do that, I need to have you guys draw me a winner. So every week when we're on live, we ask that you post a comment, put your name, that'll get your name in our drawing for the next week's conversation where we draw winners. So give us a thumbs up or ask some questions. I'll be trying to follow along here and catch anything you might be asking in the feed. And do share this video. It's going to be, promise it's going to be fun, good conversation. But here we go. If y'all could draw a winner from last week's video, please.
Go ahead.
Is that one? Okay, the suspense is Mary Lou Barrera Torres.
Oh, congratulations, Mary Lou. Right, she wins a C Street Gift Shop gift bag, and I'll be reaching out to you, Mary Lou, through Facebook Messenger a little later. Congratulations. So be sure to comment on the video today when you see us and watch. It's going to be a good conversation. So, okay, let's start again and introduce yourselves to us. Let us know, tell a little about yourselves, each of you.
Well, I'm Rebeca Malagamba. I was born in Mexico City, where I pretty much grew up, went to college, studied graphic design, and then I got married, and my husband got hired by Coors, the brewing company, so they brought us to the States. So he was fine. He had his visa, his working visa, but I was not allowed to work, and I already had like my customers in Mexico, so it was kind of hard. But I volunteered a lot in my children's school.
Yeah.
Finally, after 5 years, I got my papers, and I was able to apply to a job, and my first job in the U.S. was being a translator. So when they when I went to apply, they made me listen to a conversation, and it was a strange, like a phone call. It was strange, but I just translated what I was listening to. I kept asking, what is this for? What company? Mm-hmm. And they wouldn't tell me. And so finally they told me, okay, so you've passed, and now we're going to have to do a clearance because you're going to be working for the Drug Enforcement Agency.
Wow.
So
You
I
had
was
no
like,
clue.
absolutely no clue. I was like, what? So yes, I was hired where at DEA, I met Special Agent Denise Stone.
Wow.
From the past.
I was basically listening to wiretaps, so it was a very interesting job, but a little bit stressful. Yes. So after I was there for 2 years, I wanted to go to my artistic part again, and so I got certified to be an art teacher, and I worked 2 years in Comal, and then in Alamo Heights for 2 more years, and I'm going to stop right there because that's my next venture was the store,
Awesome.
Finders Keepers.
Which we'll get into.
Yes.
Okay. So Denise, how about you?
No, my name is Denise Stone, and I was born. Well, I've lived here forever.
Yeah.
I was born in the San Antonio Hospital, but
Okay.
we grew up here, went
Native
to
to
school
Floresville.
here. Yeah. So and then after I went to school here, I went to Southwest Texas State, studied criminal justice, and then from there I got hired on with Drug Enforcement Administration. So my first assignment was in McAllen, and then I got transferred up here, and that's when I started doing the antiques and stuff like that as a hobby.
Dabbling in it, huh?
Dabbling in it, and just I've always fixed furniture and refinished furniture and stuff like that. So,
Wow.
and then while doing that, I met Rebecca
Right.
at my job, and
We started going to the auctions.
yeah, we started going to auctions
You
and
had that in
garage
common.
sales and scavenger hunt,
Yeah.
trying to find stuff. So,
Exciting.
so I had sold antiques here locally
Mm-hmm.
since, man, I don't know. When
I
was
don't know.
that? Like 2005 or so, and then
But
we established Finders Keepers
Well,
in
but-
2011.
where did you sell your things before we
Oh,
did that?
before I opened the store with Rebecca, we sold antiques at the chicken
You.
coop
You did.
and the barn.
Barn.
The
Mhm.
barn. The
Yeah.
barn was the last place
Okay.
I sold antiques
Neat.
before we
Yeah.
bought
Yeah.
the old Bauman's grocery store.
Wow. So that kind of sort of leads us to how the idea of Finders Keepers was born then. So
That's it.
let's start there.
She
Mhm.
while I was in DA, she would always tell me, "Oh, we need to open a store." No, actually, I was a teacher when she started with that idea.
Okay.
And I was like, "You're crazy. Like, I'm a teacher, I'm teaching, I have my salary. How am I going to open a store?" Well, the truth is, teaching is overwhelming. I had 500 students. Alamo Heights was very demanding, so I had to put my kids in art competitions, and then we had to frame their artwork and put it in easies and banks and doctors' offices. It was a lot of work, and on top of it, since they knew I was a translator, also, they kind of threw extra work for me, like, can you translate this for the music department and this for that? And so one day I said, okay, I think this is enough. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and open an antique store. And so Denise and I, well, she had this idea of buying the Bauman's building.
Right.
We went.
Which you thought she was crazy, right?
Absolutely, and we got into debt, but we
Oh,
bought
boy.
it,
Mhm.
right?
A lot of work, huh?
And
So-
what was funny, when we bought it, we thought, oh, this place is so big. We'll never fill this thing up.
Yeah. And now visiting the store,
it's
oh,
tiny.
you wouldn't
Now
believe
we
it.
don't have.
Yeah.
Now we need more space. That's true. Okay, so how did we start?
Yeah.
Go ahead and. We-
So from there, we bought the building, and then Robert Albert was also selling his items at the barn. So that's
Okay.
how I knew
Oh,
Robert.
yeah.
So we didn't know him well, but I knew of Robert, and
Yeah.
we said, well, I couldn't retire for 5 or 6 more years.
Oh,
You were
wow.
still teaching.
I didn't want to
So-
leave
Sure.
the job until I was sure that the place was going to
To work.
succeed, or at
So
least.
we went and found Robert, and he helped us with the whole thing and get
Yeah.
the thing off the ground. And
Yeah.
we We cleaned the building, we built the
Right.
stalls, we did everything, painted in I think 2 weeks, day and night, and
Right.
yeah, it was crazy. And then
We
the
found
building
all
didn't
sorts.
have air conditioning, so we had to put the air condition in.
Tell
and
them how we found all sorts of.
Yeah, there was petrified rats. There was all kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
it was
in
basically they
the
just
building.
stopped operating and that was
Yeah,
it
pretty
with
much just closed
Bauman's.
the doors.
Yep,
Yeah.
I can't imagine. But
We didn't have a clue
Sure.
of what we were doing. And how long did it take us to open? Like
that's what I was wondering.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
We,
No,
were,
I'm
we
not.
worked day and night. All of us worked day and night.
That's-
Robert's parents
that
helped
sounds
us.
insane.
My parents helped us.
I thought you were going to say months.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no.
wow.
No, we bought the building in the last days of November of 2011, and we were open by December 5th or 6th.
Because it was
my
December.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Miss Bauman let us in a little bit early, so
That's
we got to
nice.
start a few days early before we
Wow.
closed. So that worked. That helped a lot.
Cool.
Uh,
Well, so there may be. I'm familiar with your store. I can't believe how you had like such an empty space, and then you've been able to fill all the nooks and crannies. But it's a fascinating visit through the store. But for those who may not have ever been to Finders Keepers Market, walk us through the store. What will we find?
Well, our slogan is that we sell antiques and cool junk. And basically that covers it. We mainly sell antiques, furniture, vintage items, primitive items, jewelry. We have also sterling silver jewelry. When we first opened, we kind of directed, I think our customer was mainly women, in their 30s and up. Little by little, we started opening our, to other markets. We created the man cave in the back, and we started bringing things that guys
Yeah.
like,
Mm-hmm.
which is, it's funny because guys like very cool stuff, but like, it's more like playful things, not pretties.
Yeah.
So, like signs and stuff like that. Anyway, so we did that. And then later, we would get youngsters coming and ask us if we had like vinyls and stuff like that. And so we started bringing more vinyls and more items that the youth would be interested in. And so now it's really cool because we get all the spectrum, right, of people.
Pretty broad range.
Yes. But now we're working more to cover the whole spectrum, so
Of shoppers.
yeah, so everybody has an interest.
And
in
now
it.
we're even thinking about children, like what can we bring for them to be happy to come and to let their parents shop a little longer. So we're working
Neat.
on that.
Yeah.
That's coming up.
So when you walk in, you're going to find, you will encounter like different spaces for
Yes.
different
We
vendors.
have rental spaces.
Rental
yes.
spaces,
Yes,
right?
yes.
As well as, and then there's more broad spaces
Yes.
for
Most
like
of
more
the
of the
most of the
furniture
broad
and stuff.
spaces are our merchandise,
Mhm,
the
right.
store's merchandise.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have. What do we rent? We probably rent 35 or 40 booths out.
Wow.
We have 55, but we've kept some of them, because we gather too many things. And we don't have a
We're
space
all
for 'em.
hoarders.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we have anything from glassware to old albums.
And you know what? We pay attention to whom we let come and sell their things
Yeah.
because we want to offer the customers a variety of things.
Right.
And not the same things. And another really interesting thing of our store is it is staged. Most of the
Pretty neat.
booths are staged because
Yeah.
usually antique malls it's just like shelves of items just thrown there.
Right.
Yeah, and so
But
here
this is like, come visit my home.
Yeah.
This
Yes,
is, yeah.
yes,
Everything
yes.
is very
idea how to
homey.
use the
Yes,
items.
exactly,
what
and
they
this
can
is
do.
really thanks to our absolutely wonderful employees.
Yeah,
They-
do it all.
They work so hard to keep that place clean and decorated
Awesome.
and yes.
How many employees do you have?
8?
It's a
I
big
think
team.
eight,
We
yeah.
have
It's a
8.
pretty big team. Tell me about your customers. What makes them great?
Oh my gosh. Well, they're, like I said, all sorts, and they have they're so loyal. They're so loyal. They always come in. They like that they find things that have been switched. That's another thing we try and work hard on to move things around so that people don't find the same things. So they're always very like they cheer us. They tell us this place looks
Makes
so
it fun.
good and we love it. They're the sweetest people. Anything
But
else?
we have people from everywhere coming. I mean, from Kerrville, from Austin, from the Valley. Quite a few people from the Valley, Laredo.
They're funny.
All looking for different things. And then we also have like a wish book that if they don't find what they're looking for, we'll look for it.
Oh,
And then give them a call so they can come back.
nice.
What else?
Cool. I bet you have some stories to tell about where you find your finds. What's that like?
Do we want to talk about that?
Up to you.
Absolutely. We go everywhere. See, the thing with antiques, with owning an antique store, everybody thinks it's easier than it really is because we don't have a catalog where we say, okay, I want 2 of these, 3 vanities. No. Here you have to go and look for your merchandise. And it's never nearby, it's always so far away, but there we go. And, we go to, we buy off of marketplace, flea markets, auctions, estate sales. A lot of our customers, come and offer us whatever it is they have. What else? We have
Garage
pickers,
sales,
garage
barns.
sales.
People's barns,
So we have been to everywhere.
Still adventuring, huh?
Yes,
Very
very.
much adventurous.
We've encountered
snakes, rats,
Oh,
you name it.
wow.
hoarder. We've been
In the
in
furniture.
hoarders' houses, and they're usually places where we find pretty good things.
Bring it back, clean
Rescue
it up,
it,
put
clean
it on
it,
the floor.
paint
Huh?
it, glue it.
Wow.
And that's the
Fix-
thing. We
Yeah.
barely ever find something that's in perfect shape. So also you have to consider that when you're going to buy these things, you will probably have to
Invest time and money.
have somebody. I mean, thankfully Denise and Curtis fix pretty much anything. So we are really lucky to have them. Because it's always something. It's always something. Sometimes we find our things and they come with extra, with a little pilon, like a little dead mouse. So we.
So you gotta clean it up inside and out, glue it, nail it, fix it, paint it, whatever you can do to
A lot
make
of
it.
TLC that goes into
A lot of
repurposing
TLC,
things,
yes.
giving it a new story in life, probably
Yes,
for
and-
someone else to be able to
indeed.
see. Right? That's
Yes.
great. Well, so one of the more recent things that you've done is had a beautiful mural put on the outside of the building. So tell us about that.
So I'm a bit OCD, and I don't know. It always bothered me that the building had like one type of brick on one side, and then like a different brick on the other side. Like
Okay.
one has texture, and the other one is flat. And I always looked at that, and it just bothered me. So I kept on thinking, what can we do? What can we do? I was thinking signs, put signs and whatnot. And then one day, I went back to my artistic past and I said, a mural. It's got to be a mural. So then it became a task to find the muralist. So I asked an artist friend of mine who she would recommend. She said she found out because she didn't really know anybody. And then I also stopped at a grocery store called La Hacienda on the way to San Antonio.
I like that.
So I went. Yeah, you've been inside. Okay, so the walls were painted by this guy.
Oh.
So I kept asking the manager there, can I have his number? Can I have? They couldn't find it. Finally, they gave me the number, and then my friend gives me the number, and it's the same person.
Wow.
So his
That's a
name
sign.
his name is Claudio Aguillon. He came, he saw the space, he liked it, and it took us a year to get him to come. And so then it was like, what are we gonna do? What is it gonna be? And I first thought, well, I don't know, a Western scene, vintage with a cowgirl and horses, and then
Well, something that represented the town. Like
then
little
one,
icons.
I was walking in front of Amy's booth and I saw the wonderful postcards from the 50s that had the name of the city, and I said that we're gonna do that.
Cool.
So we did it kind of like an homage to the town that has kept us open for 13 years now, and so we did it with Claudio, and you
So
know.
you shared kind of your vision for what it could be. Did he come up with the final, like what it's
Yeah.
going to be?
It
had the-
was totally him. I
Yeah,
mean,
okay.
he like studies the town
Yeah.
and what it's known for and the
Nice,
area and
yeah.
the type of cows and
Oh my.
I mean he did the whole thing.
Yeah.
you know.
But what was amazing with him, I mean, he's an extraordinary person. He's just a wonderful artist, but a
Yeah.
better person.
Mm.
You know, I would see the process of the mural, you know, and I was fascinated, obviously. But then there came a point where I thought it was done. You know, I'm like, okay, well, he finished. It looks beautiful. And then I would see him again, and I was like, oh, shoot, he's here to get his, you know, the
Yeah.
rest of his money. And so I would say, okay, Claudio, what's up? And he was like, no, I'm here to work. And I'm like, what do you mean? He says, well, I'm not finished. I'm like, how are you not finished? It's gorgeous.
Wow.
I'm not finished. It keeps talking to me.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, a true artist.
Fascinating.
He was just amazing. Anyway, and
How long did it take? Do you remember?
that's a
Weeks,
good question.
days,
Months.
months?
4 or 5 months probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
4 or 5. And I bet you if he
And
came
then he
now,
would we
he'd
thought
probably-
he would be finished and he'd
If
come
he
and
visited again, he'd
He'd
probably
probably
add
keep
redo the
something.
going.
sky or redo.
well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, he told me one day that the sky wasn't finished, and I was like, you know, it's there. I see the clouds, and he's like, no, but I need to add some purples and some this, and I was like, okay, the sun is out. How's it going to have purple? Well, he said, I need to put, you know, the Floresville sky up there. When I saw what he did, I said, okay. You know what? I think it's one of his best works.
Neat.
I really do.
Yeah. And where's he from?
San Antonio.
Pretty
From
cool.
San Antonio. I did say his name, right?
Yes.
Claudio Aguillon. Yes, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, everyone loves the painting, and you know now you've seen it shared. People come to
I
visit and just
love
take their
that.
pictures
I
Yeah.
love
with it.
I
and-
love that. I mean, the other day I walked in CVS, the pharmacy, and they sell these banners, and there it is, right? And I'm like, And I told the manager, I said, I'm in it. I'm in that because I don't know if you've noticed that Denise and I are in it.
Are you
Tiny.
Aw, I didn't
Yes, because first we were going to put the logo and the letters, and then we said, no, we're going to ruin it for everybody. So we just, there's a little barn
know. Uh-huh.
with antiques inside, and there's two
Cute.
women carrying a
That is
Sewing
so
machine.
a
cute.
sewing machine. I mean, the size of an ant, which is
Yes.
fine because we're there, but we
Yes.
don't need to
Right.
ruin the artwork.
Very good.
Yes, it was fun. That was a fun
That
project.
is really cool, you guys. Well, that kind of leads me to the end of the questions that I had for you. Is there anything else you'd like to mention that you had made note of you wanted to share today?
Anything else,
No,
Nisi?
just you have to come see it because
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that you can't mention everything. So
Right.
Yes, we're open
every day.
every single day. We have no life.
And you're located on C Street. What's the actual address?
1303 C Street.
Yes,
Downtown Floresville, just ahead of the courthouse. You can't miss it.
and we have a Facebook page, of course, and we're Instagram also, and
Great.
just follow
Very
us.
reachable. Very good. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you
having
so
us.
much for having
Really
us.
nice to hear your story and
Thanks.
meet you. And I've been in the store, but probably haven't actually ever met you, so it's really cool. Hope you all got something out of this too. Thank you all for those who have joined us, and please share this video. And you guys share it on your
Yes,
Facebook page later.
absolutely.
I'll be sending you the YouTube download for this later too.
Perfect.
We want to thank our sponsor, Red Wing Shoes, located at 1413 Southwest Military Drive in San Antonio. Same family, same location since 1969. Thank you, Kenny Kaufman, for your sponsorship of WCN Live. You can also find his ad every week in the Wilson County News. So go shop and share the love with him too. And also, come by the store and see what they have for you. They're open every day at Finders Keepers here in Floresville, downtown Floresville.
10 to 6.
Good. And we thank you again for joining us. And please join us again next Wednesday at 10 a.m. We'll be here again. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.